Jai Hind everyone, welcome again to the Patriotic IAS. Let's start our IAS PCSwala daily current affairs, and today we have only two topics, but both topics are very important. We don't have that much relevant topic from the today's newspaper. Most of the repeated news are there, but the two topics that has been covered, they are mostly very much holistic and they are very much relevant for the prelims as well as the mains. Okay, so we will start with the one of the news that is very much important. This is relevant for the prelims to know that what is the basics about the hepatitis. There are a lot of many type of the hepatitis disease, and you should know that what is the basics, what are the cause of them, and what are the symptom, what are the medication, whether the vaccine is available or not, or the medication is available or not. All this we will discuss. Besides that, we will discuss the what has been the in the report, what are the expectation, what are the aims and objective, but what is the achievement till now. All this we will discuss under that. So this will be a part of the GS paper 3, where we study the basic science, as well as this could be the part of GS paper 2, where we study the health sector, because here the India's uh, program of the central government has been mentioned with respect to this hepatitis. So we will discuss all these things. Second thing is the how did the law on the disclosure of assets. So this associated with the reform into the elections, and this bring the how the judiciary has intervened time and again to bring the transparency into the election, as well as right to information to the voters, as well as it brought the deepening of the democracy. All these things that can be discussed. So this is very much important for the mains, and one of the mains question that we will try to write on this. We will provide the answer approach as well as the model answer for this question. So okay, so let's start with the front page. The first page, again, there is no major news. The first news that is about this is talking about the capture of the ship that was associated with Israel, and here it is given that it was the Portuguese flagged vessel. So you should know what is the Portuguese flagged. If it means that the Portuguese flagged or anything such as the flag, it means that this ship, this vessel has been registered at that particular nation. Okay, that can be belonging from the other people who is belonging from the other nation. This is the person that owned this ship. He belongs from the United Kingdom. Okay, and the most of the thing that is affiliated with it is the associated with the Israel, and it was coming from the UAE to the India, and the name of this vessel, this ship, is the MSC Aries. So you should know MSC Aries, the name of the vessel, that is important. It was the Portuguese flagged, okay, and it was coming from the UAE to the India, and that's why there was near about the 17 Indians, maximum Indians are there. Okay, so Indian government has said that already they are aware of this, all the cases. They are talking with the Iranian authority, and it is the Iranian, the this is the Iranian Revolutionary Guard, and this is into the Gulf of Hormuz. So where is the Gulf of Hormuz? Let's see that. This is the Iran, this is UAE, this is Oman, and this is the Gulf of Oman, and this is the Persian Gulf, and this is Strait of Hormuz that connect this two water bodies and separate the two land bodies. So here it is the Strait of Hormuz that is located. Okay, so please be careful about this, its location. So this is all about from this news article here. Okay, where it was coming from the coast of Fujairah. Okay. This vessel was owned by the London headquartered Zodiac Maritime, and it is which is owned by the Israeli. The person is from the Israel, and the company that belong from the UK, and the vessel that was registered into the Portuguese. So you should not confuse with all this thing. Rappelling down, you should have the vocabulary that rappelling down means go down a very steep slope by holding on the rope that is fastened to the top of the slope. So here it is the helicopter where this is fastened, and these commandos that are coming to capture this vessel. Due to this type of the events that is escalating the tension between the Israel and Iran, there is the chances that those who are recruited from the India, there is the chance that they could lose that job, because if the escalation is taking place, they will not like to go and risk their life, but they have paid a lot of money and they have the lot of hope, they have the life, they have the concern about their life, as well as they want to earn something. They don't want to remain here, and the offer that is coming from the Israel, it is near about the 2 lakh rupees per month, and in India they are not able to earn even the 25,000 rupees. So this is the case, and they have near about the 5,000 Indians already have been recruited, and there was a lot of debate, and there was the criticism that you are sending, the government is itself sending the people from the India to the those area that is the war prone, where the war is going on, and you are not able to provide the job, and that's why you are sending the people even to the those area where there is the threat of their life. But they were going to work into the factories, they were not going for the army operation or anything, they were going for the civilian thing. But still we know that whenever there is the war operation and such thing, we generally bring our civilians from that country to here. But due to the jobs scarcity and due to the demand of the job, due to the offering they are giving, our government, even this National Skill Development Council, that was the recruiting agency, and from the Israel it is the Population, Immigration and the Border Authority that they were recruiting. Already they have paid the for the tickets and the flight, everything. Maybe there could be the loss, but government is talking about they will not lose. Even there is the so much payment they have made to the agents and other such mediators. Okay. Here this news is talking about the Dal Khola, and Dal Khola is at the border area of the West Bengal and the Bihar. This news talking about that after the prohibition of the alcohol, probation, after this from the 2006, there has been the incident is that the most of the people, this Dal Khola, that belong into the West Bengal, and just it's bordering with the Bihar. So most of the people who are entering into the Bihar, as there is the provision of the alcohol, they stay here, they try to consume as much as alcohol they want, and yes, after that they enter into the Bihar. So here this has become famous for the T plus. Okay, so this is here it has mentioned. Next news here, it is a case into the Australia where there has been the case of the stabbing into the a mall, and yes, this is the normal thing that is going on here, and again you read, but these are the thing that shows the mental stress of the people at this particular level. So this is all from the front page. Next important news and most important news that we are going to take is from the FAQs, and this is why is there a WHO alert on the viral hepatitis. So there has been the report, and the report that include the data from the nearly 183 countries, and it has brought that in India only there has been 11.6% of the total viral hepatitis B. Okay, so total 187 countries from where this data has been brought. So first of all, you should know that what is this hepatitis V? And what is this hepatitis at all? There is the 5 type of the hepatitis A, B, C, D, E. Okay. So mostly the cause is same, but there has been some of the variation in the mode of transmission, the virus that impact. Okay, so here you should see that the most common reason for this to occur is the transfusion and transmission of the blood and the fluid, body fluid. Okay, so here it is given that this is mainly transmitted by the blood or the bodily fluid. Okay, and mainly the symptom is that inflation into your stomach, here into the stomach, here this is the part, and here there will be the liver inflammation, and it's damage the liver if it is untreated. So what is the most important cause of this? the blood and the bodily fluid. Here it is, you will be clear that what is the mode of transmission. There could be this bodily fluid can be transmitted by the sexual transmission. There could be the vertical transmission from the mother to the child. There could be some of the body piercing or tattooing. This can also cause blood transfusion. So whenever you go for the tattooing or the body piercing, please be careful that you can be impacted by this hepatitis. Okay, and this is very dangerous. This is more dangerous than even the HIV, and more into the quantity, near about 100 times more. Here the sexual transmission can be it could be due to the multiple sexual partner or the male to male sex. This is the other reason. Okay. Household contact can also be possible. If you are using the blood, this brush of the other person, and if there is the sum of the blood that has been there into the brush due to the sum of the injury or anything, you could be impacted. Even if you are going to use the razor of the other person, please be very careful. It could possible that you could be impacted, you can be infected by hepatitis. So how many types of the hepatitis and what is the main reason? Blood and bodily fluid. So please remember that. What could be the possible impact? It can damage your liver, cirrhosis and liver cancer. Here you can see that the symptom of the liver cancer here. This is the healthy liver. This is the impacted, and if it will be severely impacted, it will result into the cancerous tumor into your liver here. Okay, so please be very careful. These are the things that you should know about the hepatitis. Okay. Before we entering into the survey data, we should know other basic thing, that what is the symptom. There could be the no symptom for the many of the years, and it could be acute as well as the chronic. Chronic means it could be lasting for the long time. It could persist for whole of your life. Okay, so please be careful that many people have no symptom, and before symptom there are the persistent. It can be for the many years, and many a times people think that this is the other normal condition. Okay, what are the method of the diagnosis? The blood test you need to go, and prevention method. The prevention method for the hepatitis B is the vaccination. Vaccination is available for the hepatitis B but not for the C. This B and C are the most fatal, most dangerous. Hepatitis B and hepatitis C. For hepatitis C, vaccination is available but the cure is not available. For hepatitis C, vaccination is not available but the cure is available. So you should know the difference between these two. Okay. Now you should come on to the report. The report says that India ranked second into the viral hepatitis disease burden after the China. So we are competing with the China. No one is competing except China. So we are on number 2. Okay. Don't think about we will come into the economy by the BJP, that is coming by the third term as per their claim into the economy, word number 3rd. But already we are on the rank second after the China into the global hepatitis B burden, and it is just after it is the most fatal. Just more than this is the fatality with the tuberculosis, TB. Okay, so be very careful. The second thing is that you should know the name of the report, Global Hepatitis Report 2024. So the question in the prelims, they can ask that who published the Global Hepatitis Report. So it will be the WHO that published Global Hepatitis Report. Okay, already we know that 11% of the world total global burden that is falling in India. And if you will see that India with our neighbors like the Bangladesh, China and Pakistan, okay, and some other countries, few other countries, they account for the 2/3. Near about how many countries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And 10 countries out of near about 190 countries, they are accounting for the 2/3 of the total hepatitis B and C. Okay, mostly our neighbors, India, Bangladesh, China, Pakistan. Okay. What does the report highlight? The most important thing, again, this is the second leading infectious cause after the TB, and the number is 13 crore. Okay, and it has increased the number of the death, and now it has reached from the 11 lakh to the 13 lakh per EU. Okay, not per year, between 2019 to 22. So this is given here. What is the death? 3,500 people are dying on a daily basis. This is the condition into the health area, and particularly into the this death due to the hepatitis B and C. Other thing you should know is that the most impacted age group, those who are between 30 to 54, means in the most productive year. This is the year where you have a lot of responsibility with respect to the family. You get married in this age, you will have the children, you bear the children, and 12% among the children under 19. So this is other sensitive area, and mostly it is impacting the male. So here the first time we are seeing that the male member are impacting more as compared to the female. Otherwise, mostly what we were seeing, like there was a disease such as the anemia, or the other such cases where they are the female who get impacted, get infected more as compared to the male. Okay. What is the difference between B and C? The first thing is that the virus, it is the hepatitis B and hepatitis C. You should be clear. Here there is the major difference. It is mainly the DNA virus, that is hepatitis B, and it is the RNA virus that is causing the hepatitis C. This is the most important thing. Transmission mode is mostly the same. The only difference is that there is the more transmission into the hepatitis B due to the more sexual partner or the sexual cause than hepatitis C. Okay, and the second thing is that in the case of hepatitis C, it is less transmission from the mother to the children as compared to the hepatitis B. So this is the main difference. The second most important difference is the acute chronic infection. So where is the acute? Mainly it is acute into the case of hepatitis C, but it is not acute into the hepatitis B. It may be acute, but in the very less cases, just it is 5 to 10%. But in the case of hepatitis C, the acute cases is near about 75 to 85%. So please be very careful. So chronic, that is becoming 78 to 85%. Okay. Treatment for hepatitis B. Vaccine is available, but the treatment is not available. For hepatitis C, the treatment is available, for a vaccine is not available. Okay, so here you should know where is the vaccination and the treatment. Already we know that what is hepatitis, and near about 35 crore people worldwide live with the hepatitis B or C. So 35 crore, not the 35 lakh. 35 crore is a very large number. And why in India there is the high number of the vulnerability? The first thing that already we know that we are the world largest have the largest population, high population density. And the second thing, the people are not aware of the different screening and the treatment or the symptom associated with the hepatitis. Okay, and we are lacking the good hygienic practice. These are the main reason because of the high numbers into the India. Why there is the high prevalence of the chronic viral hepatitis B and C? The mainly is that there is the asymptomatic. Many times you think that there is the normal condition. Normal, there is your inflammation in your liver, but you generally go for the diagnosis and screening, and due to this it's developed into the chronic disease. Okay, and rising non-viral form of hepatitis B. So there is the two type of these hepatitis non-viral form. This is due to the way we consume the alcohol, and there is the way we do practice with our dieting and the diets. For example, if you have the sedentary lifestyle or the dietary change, this could result into the non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Okay, if you have the habit of the high alcoholic or alcohol consumption, in that case it will result into the alcoholic liver disease. Okay, men are more infected as compared to the female, so this is the area you should know already. There is the, this is very much a exceptional case, mean generally it is female. Okay, beside that, what is the cause of the high risk behavior such as the IV drug use? What is the IV drug with? It means that you directly inject the drug into your vein, and this resulted into the hepatitis B or the C. Okay, sharing injection, generally we go for syringe, and the poor people don't have the money. If doctors or the any of the such those who are practicing this thing, maybe it could be the assistant to the doctor, they offer that on the lesser price we can use the syringe by the cleaning that. But despite your manual cleaning, there could be the virus that remain into the injection, and that can be transmitted to the other person. Okay, multiple sex partner and male to male sex, these are the main thing that is causing high increase into the hepatitis. Next area that this report is discussing, that how can it be prevented. The main thing is that where the vaccination is there, we should improve the vaccination. For example, in hepatitis B, vaccination is available, you should go with the vaccination. Okay, so hepatitis B vaccination, and for hepatitis C, if medication is there, you should go with this medication. Okay, here in case of hepatitis B, even the treatment is possible. 100% cannot be removed. This virus cannot be removed 100%. But yes, this can be suppressed to that extent that do not cause the death. Okay. But here, if you will do the vaccination, there could be the 100% suppression of this virus. We have started the vaccination program already. We have the National Health Hepatitis Control Program as well as the childhood immunization program. We started this childhood immunization program into the 2011-12. It was for the chronic hepatitis B, but we started into the mild form from the 2002-3 itself. So please remember this program, National Viral Hepatitis Control Program, and it's provide the treatment and screening all these things under this government scheme, and that's why it reduced the cost. Why this report is very significant? First thing is that it's providing the data of 187 countries and what is the condition. It's provided that what is the aim and what is our achievement. We aimed that we will try to bring the diagnosis of 80% of the chronic and even the normal hepatitis B and C. This is the aim, 80%. So what we have achieved? Our achievement is just that we are able to diagnose only 13% of the hepatitis B, and out of this 30%, only we are able to provide 3% for the antiviral therapy. This is the condition. Even in the case of hepatitis C, only 36% have been diagnosed and 20% receive the curative treatment. Are you getting now? So the aim is 80%, but look here, 13%, 36%. This shows that we have lot of effort. We have to make lot of effort to achieve this target. What could be the way forward? The first thing is that we can prevent this transmission from mother to the children if we are prevent, we are going to prevent if you are providing the careful treatment. Okay. Beside that, we need comprehensive treatment, and we have seen that this treatment is not available in the many countries, despite we have the generic drug for this. In the many of the countries, they are not able to avail due to the price and the high prices, and we have seen that the prices is fluctuating across the countries and within the countries into the different region. For example, some of the region into India have the very high price for the treatment, and some of the area have the very low price for this medication, despite we have the generic medicine that is available for it. So this is the thing. So here it has mentioned that the price disparity and not only across these countries but within this region. Okay. So what we need? We need to bring the advanced public health approach to hepatitis and accelerate the progress toward the ending this epidemic by the 2030. And what we needed? We need to bring priority into the price. We need to bring the awareness of these programs that is provided by the government, and we need to ground implementation. And yes, recently we have seen that some of the improvement in this area. So please remember all this thing. UPSC asked the prelims question into the 2019. Which of the following statement is not correct? A. Hepatitis B virus is transmitted much like HIV. Hepatitis B, unlike hepatitis C, does not have a vaccine. Globally, the number of people infected with the hepatitis B and C virus are several times more than those of the infected by the HIV. Some of those infected with hepatitis B and C virus do not show the symptom for the many years. So, yes, this is correct. We saw that the many cases there is the asymptomatic, and that's why it's result into the chronic disease. The second is that, yes, it has the 100 times more cases as compared to the HIV. First is also correct. Hepatitis B virus transmitted much like the HIV. There is the transmission due to the multiple sexual partner or the male to male sex. Same is the case with the HIV as well. But this is just reverse. Hepatitis B has the vaccine, but the C doesn't have the vaccine, and that's why option number B is the correct. Next important news that we are going to take is this: how did the law on disclosure asset evolve? So during the election, we know that the candidate have to submit the nomination, and under that there is a rule that they have to disclose the asset they purchase, how much asset they have, so that the people can know, that the voters can know, to those whom they are going to vote, what are their different qualifications, what are the asset, what are the criminal records, so that they could choose their candidate in a much informed way. And that is the basis of the democracy. Means those who are going to be elected our representative, people should know about them. This is the simple thing. So there is the evolution on this law. This was not framed into the constitution. At that particular time, it was considered that the most of the representative, they are good, and their ethical conduct was as per the norms of the society. But gradually we saw that there was the disproportionate increase into the asset of those who are coming into the power. They are coming into the power with the less asset. They are leaving the power or the ministry or the post of their whatever the representation, maybe in the Lok Sabha constituency or the Lok Sabha constituency. After 5 years, there has been a disproportionate gap. Means they are coming with the 2,000 and they are living with the 2 crore. Like that was the situation. And now in this condition, not 2 crores, 200 crore, that has reached. So the Supreme Court came up with its order with respect to this, and it was gradual process. Okay, and it was not that much. Now it is into the news because there has been the case with respect to the Thiruvananthapuram Lok Sabha constituency candidate of the BJP, and here the Election Commission has objected with respect to the asset it has filed. Okay, and already there has been the conflict into the order of the Supreme Court itself. Supreme Court in one of the order has brought the disclosure for the transparency, and the same time it has brought the observation that this disclosure should not go to that extent that violate the privacy of the candidate itself. You are not going to the that deeper that you are forcing the candidate to disclose everything. Like I have how many watches, how many I have the pen. Okay, how many glasses I have? No, not at that level. So how that has been the evolution for this? You have to know about the cases. The most important case that brought the disclosure of asset is the Association of Democratic Reform was the Union of India case 2002, and it brought that every candidate they have to disclose their educational qualification, okay, what is their asset and the liability, how much asset they have, how much liability they have, what are their criminal records, okay, and not with them but including their close relatives such as the spouse and their dependents such as maybe their son, daughter. These are the things. Maybe because this is brought their dependent. Why they brought? Why the spouse? Because they can transfer the asset, the money, the corrupt money on the name of their children, their spouse. That is possible. Na? Maybe husband on the name of the wife, wife on the name of the husband, maybe daughter on the son. So here the chances that close dependent should be there. Okay. The parliamentarian, they didn't accept it. They didn't like because they have to disclose the thing. Why they will like? And they brought the amendment into the 2002 itself. The law, the order came into the 2002. There was the consensus. Think about if they have to bring the law with respect to the some of the farmers issue or some of the other issue. They take the many years, at least many months, but in this case they brought the ordinance very after they do not in the June and in the August. This is the case. Okay. So the ordinance was there and ordinance changed this. Ordinance brought that there is no need for the disclosure beyond what they have prescribed into the act. The representation of the People Act 1951, and they have also brought that yes, there was some of the supporting thing. Yes, there was the imposition of the penalty into the failure of the disclosure or the false disclosure. Ordinance, they try to show that yes, we are going to implement this, but they in the between by the 33 section 33B, they nullified the additional disclosure. Okay. So the Supreme, again, the case, there was the case was filed against this amendment, this ordinance, and the Supreme Court struck down this section 33B. Supreme Court was good that there should be the imposition of the penalty, that is well and good. But you have nullified the law, the disclosure beyond what prescribed into the act. Okay, so here this is the evolutionary phase. This was the first thing. What could be the consequence of any of the omission? This has been mentioned already into the Representation of People Act 1951, and there could be the cases that could be the file from those candidates who have lost the election. They can file the case that the candidate who has won has not disclosed the asset or something, and it has been provided already in the section 10 of the act as well. Okay. Beside that, there is also one ground that improper acceptance of any of the nomination or any non-compliance with the provision of the constitution, this also result into the invalidation of the election. Means even if you will win the election, it will be declared as the null and void. You will be not considered as the MP or the MLA. Okay. So here, these are the law you should remember. What is the recent case? The recent judgment on the disclosure came into the Nune Tayang vs. Karikho Cree case. This case that was filed into the case of the election into the Arunachal Pradesh into the 2019. And here the opposition, the Congress candidate who lost the election, who filed the case against the Nune Tayang. Okay, it was considered that Kariko Kri, the Karike Kri, that was the independent candidate, he won the election of the 2019, and the Congress candidate Nune Tayang. Nune Tayang reached to the court and he said that the filing, the asset filing by the Karikyu Kri is not as per the law. He has missed many of his assets. In the High Court accepted, yes, you have missed, that candidate had missed, and declared that his election as the null and void. That will be not considered. Again, the appeal reached to the Supreme Court. And in that case, Supreme Court said that disclosure doesn't mean that every asset. It should be the substantial asset that show the lifestyle. For example, it shouldn't include if I have some bag or my chair, my table that is of the 5,000, 10,000. It shows the substantial asset. For example, if there is the Mercedes, if you have the bar, if you have the land with the high price, it doesn't mean that you have the land just of the 2 lakh rupees, 5 square foot or something like you are disclosing everything. Overall, you can disclose if there is a substantial price. Okay, so that should be followed in such a manner that doesn't violate your privacy as well. Now the thing is that now the candidates are required to disclose every detail of their life to the voters. Okay. So now it is not required that candidates have to disclose everything. They have to disclose the substantial thing, and it is like the already we know that the basic structure, where in the basic structure Supreme Court said that we will not define what is the basic structure, but if you will bring any case, then we will think. The same thing, what is the disclosure? What should be the amount of the disclosure that has not been defined by the Supreme Court or the court? If the case by case, they try to go through each of the case that what should be the asset level. Okay, so there could be the confusion. This is not good thing. This is criticized as well, that if you are not bringing the clarity, there could be the confusion, there could be the favorable judgment, non-favorable judgment, but at least this judgment brought clarity that if there is not disclosure, it doesn't mean that the outcome of the result will be void. There could be the sum of the penalty, something like, but if you will not go for the directly say that the vote, that election has been become void, that will be not considered. Here you can write a UPSC mains question. Answer for this: discuss the evolution of the law on the disclosure of asset into the electoral process in India. Examine the key judicial intervention and legislative measure that shape the current legal framework. So here, the question is asking about the evolution of law. So this law also include the court order. You have to bring your introduction with this evolution. The court order and the Representation of the People Act, the provision, all you have to mention. Okay. After that, you need to bring the other cases and amendments in between for the omission and the false disclosure. There was the amendment to the 2002. You have to bring ADR case as well, 2002 amendment. And after that, you have to bring the Nune Tayang versus Kariko Kri case of the 2019. And finally, you have to bring the final judgment of the Supreme Court. Okay, so this will be your answer. This would be your answer approach. It will be effective answer if you will follow this approach. This is all about from the today's news. We have completed 2 of the most important news that has been covered for the today's from the today's newspaper. Otherwise, the other news that are not relevant or they have the repeated into the nature. So here we will conclude our session. Thank you for joining the session. All the best. Jai Hind.